look at some corn today, and that's what I will be doing with you guys. This is the corn here at my home farm, 75 days. Looking really, really nice, really nice, really, really nice. Coming along very, very pretty. Had some rain again last night, so nothing to be going on today. So we'll go check some other fields out after this. Get my coffee. All right, we're looking at my 111-day corn, and it is up. Now this is some of the last I planted, and it is up, looking good, looking real good. See all my little babies right there. Looking good. Here's some more 111 day coming up. Looks good. It's all coming up pretty too. We'll go down to a no-till field I did. I only do one no-till field a year, a little one, because I'm not a big fan of no-till. But we'll go check it out. There's all the wheat, all the way. You got tons of wheat. Starting to head pretty nice too. We'll check that out on the way back. Corn coming up, but don't go fast. Keep the seeing to stop up here. I'm gonna check my on-off times. I changed my on time. I was coming up a little short in the row, so I extended it. My off time was perfect. It met the row perfect like it's supposed to. My off time, my on time was just a little teeny bit off, but I adjusted it, so I'm gonna see what the adjustment looks like. Here's my no-till corn. Coming up nice and pretty. Walk out here where the main rows are. This field right here is a sandy field, so I figured it was going to do better if I left it no-till. And so far, it seems like it's see it's coming up nice down the rows, nice and even all the way through. Here's my, get over here a little bit more, add these inrows. Here's my off times. As you can see, here's the first inrow, and I got my first corn coming here back. So I like it right up close to it, just so you can get the point of the snout down there to it. This corn's still coming up. I still got a couple of bare spots. You can see some little kernels start to pop through. But it looks good though. Here's the end row. And then here's where the corn starts. You're not overplanting. And we really get a bigger yield. When we had the old planter, we had an old 7,000 16 row, and we used to run it, I don't know, 4 or 5 rows in, you know, when you're planting. And all these first in rows, they didn't grow much because you had so much corn bunched up in between, and the yield was way off. And then when we got this new planter with the electric shutoffs and swap control and everything, we seen this first row, second row, third row, fourth row, and even the first corn on these in rows where they're not bunched up. I mean, our yield improved big time. We went from having so many kernels in these first couple rows all the way down throughout a whole field, and weren't getting no yield, 120 bushels. And then when we went to swap control, and then we were able to do the shutoffs, the electric shutoffs, I mean, our yield went to 180, 200 on these in rows. I mean, it was amazing. And we were saving on corn seed. I think the first year we had this new planter, we saved $9,000 on corn seed because we weren't wasting it. We weren't overplanting, we weren't doing none of that. And I think it was $9,000 on corn seed. Now beans, we kind of just plant right into the in rows, but I haven't tried swap control on them. But this year I think I'm going to use the swap control and just see what it'll do. So that's even more savings. So you figure with the technology, you're paying for it, saving seed, and you're getting a higher yield out of it. I mean, our yield, it's hard to believe, but your yield increased and you're planting less seed. I mean, it made a huge difference. And it was hard to sell my dad on the technology, but once he saw it, I mean, it's a no-brainer. You know, people say technology doesn't pay. Well, it does pay, big time. It pays very big time. You're getting higher yields and saving. And just about the first year we had it, we actually almost paid for the technology that we got. And then the second year, it paid for itself. So everything after the first year, that's just profit. Now there's the no-till field, and then here we're going back into conventional. And I just like the way the stand looks better in a conventional field. No-till is great. That's a sandy field. You can see the hill there where it's sandy. I think it would do better in that field. But right here, you know, I conventional all the way is what I like. So we'll go out here, and I had to adjust my shutoffs, as you can see the gap, which that's not bad right there, because it's your snout. You think about your snout, you want at least 12. I like it like 12 inches, maybe 12, 8, anywhere from like 8 to 12 inches for your shutoffs. That way the snout goes down there cleanly. You're not pushing corn over. Because if any of you know, when you go in the corn, you get pushing, it'll push it over and fall down, and it's hard to pick back up. So I might have to adjust them a little bit more, but that's pretty, I mean, as you can see, that's pretty, you know, your tip of your snout's going to run right down there through it without pushing any corn over. So, and trust me, these in rows, you see how this field angles, well, hell, you'd have to plant all the way into here to get your planter on an angle to get the stop before you get in that thing. So really, on this angle right here, you would have all this planted extra for no reason. And it really makes a big difference on your money that you spend and the money that you take in. I mean, you're actually getting more off of it, and you don't, it seems weird, but you're actually getting more off of it. So, but it looks good. It looks real good. Coming up real pretty. Real pretty. This is 111 day corn right here. So we'll ride over and look at some of my earlier corn that I planted. This is 114 day corn. you can see, it's coming up real pretty. Look how straight them rows are. Coming up real pretty. That's all of our weed over there also. All that, we'll go check some of this out. That's all of our weed. All that. All that. Gee, the corn looks real good. And we're getting all these early rains is what I liked. I really like all the early rains that we're getting. That's why I wanted to plant everything so early to get these early rains and get this stuff up good. A lot of people haven't even started planting around here, and now it's just continually raining, and you can't get it planted. And like I say, we still got 200 acres of corn we got to put in. And then we got to switch over to beans. But one day it's raining, one day it's not. You just can't get a break to where it doesn't want to give you any time to get the ground ready. Go check our weed out. Good looking wheat. Figure. I mean, there's your hand, there's the heads. I mean, they look good. Looks real good. Nice big heads all the way through. I'm sure all that looks just the same. This is on the other side of 12, on the other side of the highway. All of our main wheat is behind them chicken houses all the way. That's where the majority of the wheat is planted, but there's still, I don't know, 200 acres here. It's over 200 acres of wheat here. So everything's coming up and looking good. It paid off to get this corn in the ground early this year. It really did. I'm really, really, really happy. Everybody thought I made a mistake, but it seems like it's working out now that I didn't make the mistake. Now we'll go look at the other 100. This is 114 day. We'll go look at another 114 day field, and then we'll check the 100 day out and see what that looks like. All right, let's check out another 114 day field, see how that's coming. Some more of our wheat. It's coming up pretty. Real pretty. Day. That's all the wheat too, and then we got all that wheat over there. Now here's some 100 day. We got a wet spot here. Wet spot was never there, but that's where they were loading them trucks with the sludge. But as you can see, this is sandy ground. That's why I wanted it to get in early. But it's coming up pretty, real pretty consistent all the way down them rows. And that's 100 day corn. There's the end rows. I mean, pretty consistent. Now I spray on an angle. After I get done, I put my herbicide down. As you can see, I always spray on an angle. And the compaction, as you can tell, corn takes a little bit longer to come up with the compaction. But if you were to spray straight, you know, after you plant, it's hard to tell if you're in between the rows and all that. I mean, you can try to hold it, but nobody can hold it. Especially, we got long, really long fields. I mean, they're really big fields. So I spray it on an angle, because if you run down a row and compact it with that sprayer, you might have a whole row that doesn't come up. So instead of 30 inches, then you got, what, 60 inches right there that's sitting there, a big gap. So I always spray on an angle, and it comes up. It just seems like it takes a little bit longer for it to come up because of the compaction. But it does come up. It just, you know, comes up, seems like it comes up a little bit later than the stuff that hadn't been run over. So I do that with beans, corn, wheat. It doesn't matter. Whatever I spray, I always try to spray on an angle so I don't compact the whole row all the way down. And then, you know, when I'm spraying beans that are grown, you know, I don't know, knee high, waist high, somewhere around there, I always spray on an angle. That way you're not running over a whole row, and then, you know, it don't take but a couple days and them leaves will fill them gaps right back in. You don't even know I was out there. So a lot of people probably don't do that, but I do it. There's some more wheat. This is where one lonely farmer had his corn fodder stack at, and we couldn't get it out in time so I could finish planting that little spot. Now here's where I continue planting the 100-day corn, and I think the 100-day corn stopped. Where did it stop at? I think I did a pass right there beside the chicken house. That's where I first started. And then here's the 114 day. So everything from that gap over the 100 day, and then everything that goes all the way over here, this is a big field too, is 114 day. So let's see how that progress is going. And as you can see, it's better soil over here, so I want to put the longer season corn. But that 114 day, for as late as I planted, it is really turned on. I mean, look at that. That stuff is coming up. That's a good variety. And they told us it was one of the top performing. But that stuff right there is pretty much caught or past the 100 day. And I planted this probably a week later. So now we'll go back and look at the other 100 day that I planted at the same time. Yeah, there's my buddy Bill Fake, he's the farmer. We'll go back and look at the 100 day that I planted at the same time I planted my 75 day at my farm. I planted this at night. So here's some of the first 100 day that I planted, and it looks real good. Coming up nice and thick and strong. So it paid to plant early. Now some of it, I admit, did take a little bit longer to come up than I expected, but it did get cold again. But it never hurt the corn. I mean, the corn just sat there in the ground, and you know, it took a little bit longer for it to come up, but it came up. And now it looks really, really good. We're catching all these early rains. We haven't had hard rains. We're just having like little steady showers. We did have one little 10-minute hard rain one day, but that's, other than that, it's just nice, just steady drizzle showers, you know, 4/10 here, 3/10 there, 7/10, you know, but it's lasting all day, so the ground's got time to soak it in. But it's doing really, really good. And this is the whole reason why I wanted to plant it early, was get this corn up jumping and catch these early rains. So I'm very happy. I think I made the right decision, and definitely looks like I did. We'll see what the end result is, but you know, my goal was to get these early rains on some of these sandier fields we got. And I really, if we weren't waiting on the sludge people, I wish I was across town and had that 200 acres done and been done with corn and switched over to beans. and been done with it, because now we're running into the problem all these other farmers are, where we just can't get the shit in the ground and get it going, you know, because of the rains. So it is what it is. I still got about 150 acres of wheat left to spray fungicide on it, so whenever I can get that done, then I'll be totally done everything and get the corn planted. And some, we don't have many early beans, but we'll try it anyway. I'll go up here and visit my buddy Bill Figs. So this is the excavator we bought, the 160D John Deere, and Big Lou it's his first experience ever getting to drive it, and this is like a comedian show. Well, he's off. This is going to be a funny training, very funny training exercise. Oh, he's got her. He's revving her up. I had to move the loader out of the way. I didn't want him to hit that. His goal is he's going to go back to these woods back here. We've been wanting an excavator for a long time. She's a nice one too. She's pretty big. She ain't a gigantic one and she ain't a small one. She's just the right size to do whatever you need. But he did it back. First trial run. I'm back to chisel plowing. I got from there over to there. I did all that the other day, you all saw, except for I started today like right here on the other side of that grass where I did up on that hill. It's a little wet, but it ain't too bad to get this stuff done today. It's getting to be, getting the corn in the ground, it's just how it's got to be. Remember, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. I hear all the YouTubers, they always say that. Hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. So it would be nice to get more subscribers, but it is what it is. Like I say, I'm not going to stop just because I don't have very many. I like doing it. I used to do it on Instagram and Facebook anyway. So, might as well do it on this. But anyway, I'll be out here for another 2-3 hours getting this done. And then move back. They just moved back in. They're talking about moving back in there today to finish that 30 acres up over on down Girdle Tree, where they're going to put that sludge in. And then they're going to go down another farm we got down there and start on that one. So it's getting to be go time. I got 200 acres left of corn to go, and I want it in the ground. Might only put 150 in corn over here, and then do the other 50 in beans. We'll have to see how it goes, what their pace is, but that's what's happening so far. Just another day in the farm life. I love it.